All right, hello there. Welcome back to another We've Been Different video. Today's video, we're going to be doing Overwatch 2 tank tier list. This is probably going to be the second easiest one to do. I feel like, or maybe the easiest. For sure, DPS was the hardest because there were so many. The reason why I didn't want to have it all in one video is because I feel like that video would be way too long, and at that point, it might just be too overwhelming. But dividing it up to 3. Feels a lot better and a lot easier. I feel like not a lot needs to be said other than let's get right into it. But I do have a quick note. The glasses are back on because I've been dealing with the migraine this past week. It helps me combat against light because obviously with the lifestyle I do with YouTube, a lot of lights in my face. So with that being said, now that that's out of the way, let's get right into it. So Doomfist, we'll get into him shortly, but I do want to talk about D.Va. I would say D.Va's either A or S tier. I'm uncertain where I'm gonna leave D.Va, to be honest with you guys, but for now I'm gonna say A. D.Va's obviously really good in that she's extremely mobile. She has a ton of armor on her health bar. Obviously unlimited bullets, which is very convenient when you're diving on someone. Again, being mobile, you can just dive on people and just take them out. The big problem with that though is when you dive, you're probably isolated, so unless you have like a Mercy or someone literally just tailing you, it'd be really difficult to survive. But again, unlimited bullets is big time. Her ultimate's really good in that it essentially gives her a second life if you feel like you're not needing it in terms of damage output, where you see 5 people in a room and you're like, oh, I'm not even gonna die now, but let's just explode and see what I can get. So if you can't get that, you can again get your second life, where super low in HP, so you just use it and then call your mech right away. I would say I'm gonna leave her at A for now. I don't have that finalized. She's for sure at least A though. Orisa, I would say just with nerfs being put on her left and right, I would say either high B or low A. The biggest reason why, well, she used to be, in my opinion, an S tier hero, maybe a borderline high A, but nerfing her damage range was actually a big deal because, I mean, most tanks don't have that, long distance to them, but from being a 25 to 15 meter drop off, 10 meters in this game is huge. And I am talking like guys like Soldier 76, who before are the mid-range owners of the game. Orisa can, do some damage because Soldier again is in that middle kind of distance. But with Orisa not being able to hurt people from that far unless it's her spear, it definitely hurts her. And not only that, the whole Sombra hacking her stops her ult kind of thing, that really hurts her. So I might put her, actually, I'm talking myself into putting her in B. I feel like B is the right spot. She's definitely still really good and she can survive, especially if she has like a Mercy or even, what is that, an Ana. You just put the nade on Ana. Orisa's definitely still really solid. I might put her in B. I'm not entirely sure yet. Let's see. Sigma, I believe, is 100% S tier. I think Sigma, no matter what, is just so damn useful in so many situations because, one, he can cancel out anything with his barrier, but his barrier comes back so fast that he's just constantly throwing it out. 2, that rock thing that stuns people and it stops people's ultimate is a big deal. 3, his ultimate is really good in that once you capture all those people, they're in the air, all your team can go you can just lay it on whoever's caught, and then you could also lay it on them, and then when it does slam them down, they get really hurt. So there's just a lot that really goes Sigma's way. Another person that has unlimited bullets, not like D.Va though, because it takes time in between where he can throw his paws. Sigma though is really, really good. And then of course, he can absorb in projectiles and turn it into his own health. So it is really hard to kill a Sigma if he knows how to play his cards right. Sigma is a very dangerous tank and should not ever be taken lightly. Granted, he's someone that a lot of rookies like to play just because that unlimited bullets thing goes a long way. So I know a lot of people who hate reloading, and people like Sigma and D.Va, you don't have to reload. It's probably nice. We got Reinhardt. Reinhardt, I believe, has climbed up all the way to low A. I don't think he's better than D.Va, but his ultimate is probably the most annoying ultimate for DPS, in that once you're slammed, immediate death. Like, you are going to die. There is no hoping you're gonna survive. If that Reinhardt's good, you're dead. It's over. Support and DPS again. It's terrible. It's not cool. You can also get slammed. You can use it for speed, or you can use it to actually just slam someone. Both ways, it's really effective if you know how to use it. Obviously, his shield that has 1200 health is insane. Absolute just insanity with how much this guy protects him and his team, because it's just like a big ass barrier. And even then, he can close in with some distance because he has those little projectiles that he throws with his hammer. So Reinhardt's really solid. Can't really say that he's not at least B tier. I feel like anyone who says he's C or D is on crack. At this point in time, he's at least B, but I have him for sure in A. Then we got Winston. I would say Winston's definitely a low B. Definitely worse than Orisa. I just feel like he lacks damage output, and obviously he has to because his mobility is so great. But I mean, if you ask me, D.Va is just better than him in every way. D.Va can dive, not as good as Winston, sure, because I feel like Winston's just feels like much more immediate. But Winston's damage output is hot garbage, and then his little circle shield only has what, 650 on it. As to where D.Va, she has unlimited on it, but it's a time thing as opposed to like a damage to it kind of thing. So if I have a Bastion being supported by a Mercy and with the damage buff, it doesn't matter how much Bastion shoots me, as long as the bar is still there for in terms of time, D.Va's gonna suck in everything. Not only that, D.Va can actually suck in ults, which I think is extremely stupid, and as a Hanzo player, it pisses me off that she can eat my goddamn dragon, but she can do it, which is really crazy. Anyway, going back to Winston though, he just again, no damage output. His shield is okay at best. His ultimate sucks ball sacks. Like, it's just nothing about this guy is great. But the reason why he's in B tier, as much as I'm shitting on him, is that a good Winston player has the movement down to a T and can annoy the shit out of supports and some DPS, not all, but some DPS, because that initial slam where you land on them, on top of the damage, that as soon as you land, you just start using your lightning rod thing, whatever it's called. I have no idea. It can be very effective, but you have to be a really good Winston to pull it off. So I think an average player would be pretty shitty with Winston, but there's some Winston players out there. I've played like, I want to say 2 or 3, to where I've genuinely felt lost, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, this Winston's just cracked. So yeah, Winston's definitely low B. Wrecking Ball's S tier. I'm picking and choosing on what order I'm going, by the way, but I feel like I want to get the obvious ones out of the way. Wrecking Ball's S tier because his mobility is the best out of all tanks, without question, and his survivability is probably the best out of all tanks, without question, because of his mobility, and also because of his ability that when there's more people around him, he gets more health or armor, and it's just... This guy is obnoxious beyond all words. His ultimate can completely shut down an objective. It's really difficult to be a good Wrecking Ball, and I'm saying really difficult, but if you can nail his slams and nail his grapple, you are in absolute business. I've played a lot of really good Wrecking Balls, especially in the past month, and whenever I do, it is I genuinely do not have any clue as to how to properly counter a good Wrecking Ball. All I can do is be a Bastion and hope that I catch him chilling or something, but it feels like it's just over the moment I see a good Wrecking Ball. They really know how to mess everything up. Zarya, at this point in time, I've seen a lot of people put her C or D prior to this recent patch. I think Zarya is really good if you have the right tools for her, and I think in the middle to low, I think she's probably A tier, in the middle to low tiers. But once you get to people who actually know not to shoot her bubble and feed her, she's a lot worse because her damage output is just significantly worse. But I will say her ultimate is so good, and that you can like synergize other ultimates, whether it's DPS or support with it. For example, a Bastion ultimate by itself is dog water. A Hanzo ultimate by itself is absolute dog water. With a Zarya on your team, that ultimate becomes hot fire, freaking spicy as hell, a beauty play that's waiting to be made. And reason being is because obviously they're sucked into one spot, and that's every Hanzo's main dream for an ultimate, and every Bastion's main dream for an ultimate, because it's just one big area and they're just sitting ducks. So boom, lay it on them, they're dead. So Zarya is really, really promising, very obnoxious of course, but I feel like at this point in time, once you get past people that know not to feed her, it's quite a bit more difficult to kind of get your energy being, whatever it's called, going. Then we got Ram. Ram's definitely low A. I would say low A, because if you get a right Ramachra on your team, he's just going to cycle so well between his shield and then between his nemesis form, and when he can just negate damage, and then when he's ready to lay the smackdown, he is going to punch the hell out of you. Boom, 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 looking like a serious boxer with as much freaking hooks he's throwing, or jabs, or whatever you want to call him. I don't know, and I honestly don't care, because every time he hits me and I'm just taking it, I know I'm going to get knocked the fuck out, man, and it's not cool. But with that being said, he has one of the best ultimates in the game. He absolutely is very versatile, because he can kind of get to a spot with his nemesis form, but he can tank so well when he's in his nemesis form, because he has additional health, and then again he can withstand so much damage if he's just guarding. So Ramachra is very dangerous. Can't stress enough how good he is. Roadhog, I would say, is a C at this point in time. The moment they took away that one shot, it really hurt him. I just feel like with his speed being so bad, like his mobility, his damage output not being the best, his ult being okay, it's just everything about Road. I feel like he's very situational. Like if you can get a map where there's out of bounds places, or like places where you can fall to your death, if you can hook players and throw them out, that's cool. But it's gotten to the point where I'm just like, I'm a little sad for y'all Roadhog mains, because when you just get thrown out there in the wilderness knowing you can't one shot anymore, life just isn't the same. Roadhog, again, that losing that one shot was a big deal. It had to be done, but they're probably going to buff him more throughout the seasons if, you know, players don't pick him as much as they used to. Because, I mean, it doesn't need to be that high, but goddamn, I feel like nobody picks him anymore. Mad Maggie is like low C. No, sorry, high C to low B. I want to say C. Reason being is because she has an ultimate dedicated to stopping other players from healing. We live in a meta where Kiriko is the support main for a lot of players. What does Kiriko have? A freaking cleanse. Your ultimate gets completely negated by one of the most popular support heroes in the game, and that hurts a lot. Also, her damage output from medium range obviously isn't going to be good like most tanks. She has to be super close, and her knife isn't all that crazy. You know, her big ass swing isn't all that crazy. She just lacks a lot of what a lot of these other tanks have, which is either mobility, utility, you know, something. And again, with it just hurts her so much that her ultimate, which is a big deal, ultimates are a big deal in this game, it hurts her so much that her ultimate gets pretty much canceled out in most matches, because again, Kiriko is just that popular, like really, really popular. Then we got Doomfist. This dude is easily the hardest guy to rank, because I've seen so many bad Doomfist in my life that it makes me want to put C. I've seen so many good Doomfist in my life that it makes me want to put A. But I'm gonna go ahead and meet in the middle. We're gonna say better than Winston, worse than Zarya. Reason being is because Doomfist just, even if you do see a really good Doomfist, it is very seldom that he can protect you because he just doesn't have a big ass shield. You know what I mean? He's flying all over the place, picking off DPS and support. So he's really leaving you on an island in terms of DPS and support. Like, your survivability is going to be a lot worse. Also, his damage output is just kind of mediocre unless you can kind of figure out where to wall slam, maybe be map dependent kind of thing. And his ultimate is really bad. Like, his ultimate, people use it as a bailout in terms of like, oh, let me just get out of the situation. Well, D.Va has that, but it's like way more effective because you could actually use it for killing as well, especially if you want to clear a room for an objective kind of a mode or something of that nature. It's just like way better than Doomfist. So Doomfist, his ceiling is high if you really put the work in, but even then, I feel like you have to have some good map knowledge just to, you know, when players enter certain areas, like, oh, there's a wall there that's gonna be easy to hit, or, you know, there's a long haul there, because I feel like he would be good in big spaces, because again, you're really dependent on wall slams. But ultimately, it just comes down to, again, survivability for your DPS and support. You're just leaving them on an island to die. And people like Sigma, people like Ram can protect, people like Reinhardt can protect their people because, again, their big ass shield. Even D.Va, she can just be quick as hell and putting up her I don't even know what it's called, but it's like her projectile negator. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, this would be my tank tier list. I'm looking at it more, I would say D.Va is borderline S tier. I'm not completely sold on it. Wrecking Ball might be the best tank in the game. Sigma might be the best tank in the game. It could go either way. I think for your average player, it's probably easier to get Sigma. Like, in all levels, Sigma is probably better. But once you get to like Diamond and you see good Wrecking Balls, that shit is depressing, man. Wrecking Balls can really just ruin your day, and how insane they are. Same with D.Vas too, though. That's the thing. I feel like D.Va's pretty hard to deal with. I'm gonna leave her at high A. She could definitely be S tier. I would say she's borderline S tier, if anything. I feel like at this point she's definitely better than Ryan and Ram. And then I'm happy with B and C tier no matter what. Like, I just don't. I don't think that these guys are gonna be your clear-cut favorites, your clear-cut winners. I think when you go and play some badass tanks, you're probably gonna see one of these 5, if I'm being honest. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of the list below. Sorry if I sound real mellow. Again, I've been dealing with the migraine this past week. My head is buzzing, and I know that I have to make these videos regardless if I sound super ecstatic or super like chill, mellowed out. Promise y'all I'm not on drugs. I'm not doing no stupid shit. It's just one of those days where energy is not at the highest, but it's all right. I still enjoy doing these videos, and I still enjoy posting for you guys. It means the world to me to read some of the comments that I see sometimes. Like, goddamn, this community is fucking amazing. We've been different. Like, we all have our own paths, our own fucking lives, our own journeys, but we can come together on certain things. Even if it's not everything, y'all fucking awesome as hell. Seriously, this community is amazing. So on any given day, whether I'm feeling sick or whether I'm feeling at my highest of highs, I'm gonna have much love for y'all, for real. So anyway, appreciate you guys for watching. This is Ollie Been Different on We Been Different, and we out.